Just been left at the altar, never sleeps.
What's the matter? They don't get sleepy?
I have nothing to say to the press.
Who's he?
I don't know.
To me, he looks like an outfielder. From left field, I might add.
Louis. I beg your pardon. You, sir, would be...
Theobald A. Blair.
What does the A stand for?
Artaxerxes. You may make all the jokes after I shut the door. Good night.
We are coming in, Mr. Blair. Thank you.
Pushing type. Uncle.
Only when necessary. You're Carol's father?
Uncle, young man. Uncle. And who are you?
Simon Templar. This is Louis.
Tonight, everybody goes, Why does he have to use a question mark for me?
Your niece asked me to help her, Mr. Blair.
Carol is a young idiot.
Youth has no monopoly on idiocy.
I am almost squelched. Something that hasn't happened to me in years.
How about an offer of employment?
The last one I received was in the early 30s. Since then, no one's been vulgar enough to... That is hardly your concern, is it?
It might be. By the way, Marie sends her love.
Good heavens, sir. Not here.
I beg your pardon?
Well, we're men of the world, true, but still.
Then you knew Jimmy was married?
Would you like a spot of something?
Truth.
I'm afraid we're temporarily out of that commodity.
Dugan is dead, Mr. Blair.
Indeed? How pleasant to discover that thugs like him are mortal.
Were you the one who tested his mortality?
He was murdered, huh? No doubt whoever murdered him did so with the best of intentions. It wasn't I, however.
You haven't asked me where Jimmy is.
You haven't implied that you know.
Do you?
No.
You want to know?
Of course I do.
In order to test his mortality?
Nonsense. I wanted Jimmy to marry Carol. Wanted it very badly.
Uncle, I heard... Oh, Mr. Templar.
Yeah, and Louis. I'm keeping the franchise open.
Hello, Louis.
Hello.
I hope you weren't asleep.
Oh, no, I couldn't. Simon, have you found Jimmy?
No, I did find Marie, however.
Who was Marie?
Uncle Theobald can tell you, probably with more details than I would know.
Uncle?
She, well, that is, she used to be, friendly with Jimmy at one time.
Friendly?
Well, yes, you might say that. As a matter of fact, she carried it to the extent of marrying him.
Oh, no. Uncle, you're joking.
Now, my dear, perhaps you'd better lie down.
Uncle, I've warned you time and time again. I'm not a child.
I never thought you were.
Oh, Mr. Templar, it isn't true, is it?
That Jimmy was married? I'm afraid it is.
But it can't be. Otherwise, why would he have...
Been ready to marry you? But he was under the impression that he'd been divorced from his first wife.
Oh, and the divorce wasn't any good.
So it seems.
Then Jimmy did love me.
Jimmy would be the best one to answer that. Which reminds me, Louis and I have another errand to perform.
What errand?
But I can't tell as yet whether it would be a matter for the police or for the medical examiner.
The Templar, you're excited.
Worried.
What about Marie?
That's why we're ringing her doorbell. No answer. It's locked. I don't like that. It's not much of a lock.
Don't look now, but you just ruined that lock.
It's not important. What is important is... Oh.
Ooh, Marie.
Yes. Blood on her nightgown. She's dead.
She was shot, huh?
Yes, close range. Trail of blood leads from the couch there to this overturned end table.
You mean she crawled after
Whoever shot her left her for dead at the couch. She wasn't quite dead. She fell to the floor, managed to reach the end table, knocked it over,
and started to read a magazine or something, because there's one right under her head.
Not read.
No?
Actually, she tore a page out. That's all she was able to do.
No writing on it?
No, which means... Let's see. One side's the back cover. The other's a full-page advertisement for Hamilton watches.
Maybe she wanted to know what time it was. It's a bad joke, but I don't feel good.
She was evidently trying to tell us something with that ad. Something about her murderer.
Hey, maybe the guy who shot her was a watchmaker, huh?
Yeah, possibly that. More obviously that his name was Hamilton. But so far as we know, there's been no Hamilton connected with the case. And it would be stretching coincidence too far, anyway. A ready-made clue like that, no. Well, they'll have to wait.
Are you calling the cops?
They can wait, too. I'm calling the Blairs.
You want to let Carol know her husband is now a widower?
I want to find out who's home.
Hello?
Carol? Simon Templar.
Simon, you found Jimmy?
Not exactly. Carol, is your uncle in?
No, he went for a walk. In the park, he was upset.
Thanks, Carol. Goodbye. Come on, Louie.
Where we going?
We're upset, too. So let's make it the park.
You know, this here just happens to be a very dark park.
No sign of Uncle Theobald.
Mr. Templar, you think there's something phony about him taking a walk this time of night?
Phony? Not necessarily. Let's call it dangerous.
No, I'm nervous. Let's not. Maybe he used to be a watchmaker.
That's possible.
Mr. Temple, you know, I just thought of something else. You kind of stopped looking for Jimmy Snyder. You think it's hopeless?
I don't know. Other things to worry about first. As for Snyder, if he's still alive...
You wouldn't bet on that, huh? Hey, look. Up ahead by the side of the road.
Yeah, Theobald.
He's waiting for the traffic lights to change. There's not many cars are driving around through the park this time of night, though.
But there is one parked down the road a bit. Come on.
Yeah. Lights change. He's starting to cross.
So's the car. Theobald! Theobald! He ain't heard you. He's out on the roadway. Theobald!
The car hit him.
No lights, no license plate type.
Is he dead?
No. Car just sideswiped him.
Oh.
Hey, Theobald.
Hello, there. Bad driving.
No. Murderous driving. That car tried to kill you. Theobald, we'll get an ambulance for you. You'll be all right, but look, I've got to know something. Do you have a place of your own besides Carol's house?
Well, yes. I keep a small room. Shabby vanity of mine. But it belongs to me.
Where is it?
19 Terrace Place. Apartment 3. Have fun and...
Oh, he's fainted. Louis, go get help for him. I'll wait till you get back, and then...
Yeah?
And then we'll remember the forgotten man.
This here ain't a very elegant dump.
Louis, I'm worried.
About who's killing everybody?
No, I think that's fairly clear.
Oh, you speak for yourself, John.
But Mary's dying action, it puzzles me. That ad for watches, it seems to point nowhere. Just adds an unnecessary complication.
To me, all complications are unnecessary. No, Mr. Templar, maybe what you need is a secretary.
A what?
All I said was a secretary.
Louis, I love you.
What? Look, this is my busy weekend, please.
Here's apartment 3.
Oh. This is where he hangs out when he ain't being rich. Hey?
Yeah, from back there. It's this closet.
Don't look now, but that there must be Jimmy Snyder all tied up and gagged.
You're quite right, Louis.
I better untie him.
No, Louis.
Huh?
You better make a phone call.
Who to?
The police. Mr. Snyder can untie himself without too much difficulty, I suspect.
Hey, he's got a hand
I
free.
rather thought he would. I'll take that gun and...
Oh. You felt you had to do that?
Of course.
He wasn't tied up very good.
No.
All right, I'll phone the police. Yeah, but what'll I tell them?
To come and pick up Mr. James Snyder, vanishing bridegroom and murderer.
Simon, I don't understand. How could it have been Jimmy?
Well, he was married to Marie. Marie and her happy little triggerman, Dugan, were preparing to blackmail him as soon as he'd married you, Carol. Jimmy didn't care for the program, and so...
So he killed him.
Right, Louis.
Huh.
Your uncle also knew, so that meant that he, too, would have to die. But Jimmy tried to arrange it so that Theobald's death would seem to be an accident. After he had ran him down in the park, he went to Theobald's apartment and tied himself up. He knew someone would find him there shortly.
And everybody would have thought that Uncle had killed Marie and Dugan. Simon, however did you know?
Marie. She was murdered in her living room. She was wearing a nightgown at the time. It's hardly likely she would have received any ordinary visitor in that state.
Yeah, except her husband, Jimmy.
Right, Louis.
Only now, look, what's the business with the watch ad?
Well, we know that Marie dying tore a page out of a magazine. Obviously, because that page contained an indication of who had killed her.
Wait a minute. All that page contained was an ad for Hamilton watches.
No, you're forgetting something, Louis.
Yeah?
What was Marie doing the first time that we met her?
She was, Oh, yeah, she was reading a book.
About?
American history.
Mm-hmm. I remembered that. And then when you mentioned the word secretary...
Yeah, this I mentioned, all right.
I knew whom she'd named as her murderer.
Uh-huh. I still don't know.
Louis.
Yeah?
Look, in American history, who was Alexander Hamilton?
But Pilgrim father.
No.
Pilgrim's son?
Louis.
What?
Alexander Hamilton was the first Secretary of the Treasury.
Uh-huh. So?
So, who's the Secretary of the Treasury today?
Oh, well, that's a guy named, wait a minute, let me look at a dollar bill. Oh, yeah.
Right.
And Jimmy Snyder was a suspect, so it goes to show people ought to read American history.
You know, Marie was awfully bright. I'm not. I feel terrible, Simon.
You needn't, Carol. You'll get over Jimmy.
Do you think so, Simon? How?
Well, Louis.
Oh, yeah, Mr. Templar?
Please go take a cab. Hmm?
You have been listening to another transcribed adventure of the Saint, the Robin Hood of modern crime. Now, here is our star, Vincent Price.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the past we have received a heritage, our American heritage, and it consists of many things. It's an ideal and a way of life. It's everything America stands for, our heritage. We can repay the past only by using our heritage well today, by taking pride in the most complete expression of individual liberties, civil rights, and personal dignity. And by doing so, we'll be guaranteeing our future. For we have learned from history that unused freedom has a habit of slipping away. Of course, using our freedom makes certain demands upon us. But to the people of many countries today, these demands would constitute a gift beyond price. They mean voting in an informed way, serving on juries, taking an interest and having a voice in all the affairs of the community, the state, and the nation. All this preserves our heritage by exercising it. And by making our form of government work better at home, we strengthen democracy everywhere. We provide an example of free people governing themselves through a free government, a dynamic example of man's finest ideals at work. To every American, then, falls the task of protecting our heritage. For freedom is everybody's job. This is Vincent Price inviting you to join us again next week at this same time for another exciting adventure of the Saint. Good night.
This script of The Saint was written by Louis Vittes. In our cast, you heard Viola Vaughn as Marie and Sharon Douglas as Carol. Sheldon Leonard was Dugan, Ted Osborne, Uncle Theobald. Frank Gerstle was Lieutenant Archer. Louis is played by Larry Dodkin. The Saint, based on characters created by Leslie Charteris, is a James L. Safier production and is directed by Helen Mack. Vincent Price is soon to be seen co-starring with Errol Flynn and Michelin Prell in William Marshall's production of Bloodline. All you Saint fans will be glad to know that the Saint comic books are now on sale at all newsstands. 3 chimes mean good times on NBC. There's fun every Sunday on NBC with 2 delightful and sometimes very bewildering families. The Blandings family continues to have typically suburban adventures in their famous dream house. Cary Grant and Betsy Drake star as Mr. and Mrs. Blandings. And Sunday also means a visit with the hilarious Harrises and their friends on the Phil Harris Alice Faye Show. This is NBC, the national broadcasting company.